Citizen TV.
Now, Azimio leader Raila Odinga has told of U.S. Ambassador to the country, Meg Whitman, over her remarks on the 2022 elections. Speaking at the ongoing devolution conference, Odinga warned the U.S. Ambassador against interfering in Kenyan internal affairs, saying Kenya is not a colony of the United States. This as a section of Kenya Kwanza governors and senators came to the defense of Meg Whitman, as Chimotai Goin now reports.
While giving his keynote address at the ongoing devolution conference, Azimio leader Raila Odinga fired back at U.S. Ambassador Meg Whitman following remarks she made regarding the August 2022 general elections, which she termed as transparent, free and fair.
Tell the rogue ambassador, Kenya is not United States. Kenya is not a colony of the United States. Keep your mouth shut when you hear. Otherwise, you will call for your recall back to your country. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Odinga further telling off those criticizing the mass protests, saying it had facilitated the talks that are now ongoing under the leadership of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah.
You want to tell a rogue ambassador, leave Kenyans alone. If maandamano can lead to a dialogue between Ichung'wah and Kalonzo, everything is good with maandamano.
Odinga's sentiments shared by Azimio senators who termed the comments as insensitive and out of order.
And we can only hope that these unfortunate remarks were personal and were inspired by the envoy's base corporate instincts of pleasing the buyer to close a deal.
Felt hurt when the U.S. ambassador is dancing and praising democracy in Kenya when such rights are being criminalized and described as destruction of property and rioting and all sorts of descriptions which just prove that the current regime is actually slowly taking this country into a dictatorship.
I think that there is a dangerous trend that is coming up where our foreign partners are more concerned about supply chain diversification, are more concerned about the continuity of business rather than the sanctity of life in those jurisdictions where they operate. We want our friends to think about lives as much as they think about supply chain, to think about rights as much as they think about the disruptions that have been brought about by the Ukraine and Russian war.
In a rejoinder, Kenya Kwanza allied leaders led by Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika and Nandi Governor Stephen Sang, among others, expressed their dismay over Odinga's utterances, calling on the opposition leader to exercise restraint and respect to the country's development partners.
We are here to tell him that we stand with what was presented yesterday. We believe what she said was the truth. Those are the facts about the country. We have investors who have come in the last 12 months since President William Ruto took over as the president of this country. And she was telling us that going forward, there's even more opportunity for this nation.
It's actually quite unfortunate to hear a man at such level talk about an ambassador and tell an ambassador to shut up.
We understand the pain by Raila Odinga because what the ambassador stated works against the intention that Raila has had for this country. When the ambassador says that the country is open for business, says counties are open for business, Raila has worked so hard in the last 3 months to shut down the economy of this country. Unfortunately, he has not succeeded.
The leaders implored Odinga to consider issuing an apology to the U.S. envoy. Chimotai Goin, Citizen TV.
In the meantime, President William Ruto has nominated